It is now 5:07. We'll call the meeting to order. Our first thing, Steve is going to be the note taker. Meeting guidelines. I don't really know what the guidelines are. I'm assuming we can meet by GoToMeeting because that's what we're doing. So somebody can yell at us if we did the wrong thing. I hope we didn't. The next point, are there any adjustments to the agenda? Hearing none, we'll stick with this agenda. Members, I don't see Peter yet, but maybe he's here. John has not made it yet. I thought John was actually going to be here.
Yeah, I'll when we're done, I'll take off people who aren't here.
Okay. So anyway, we've got the members in attendance. I do not see any public. If there are any public that I'm not seeing, please speak up. Hearing none, public comment period is moot. So we'll go on to review and approve minutes from December 14th, 2022. Do I hear a motion, which we can then we can discuss?
I move that we accept the minutes from December 14th as written.
Excellent. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none opposed, the minutes are accepted as written, which is good because they were written as immediately as we were making them by a superb, skilled person. So anyway, the minutes are accepted. So next item on the agenda, let's see if I can get back to my agenda here. The DRML AC discussion. Steve, you said you had something you wanted to bring up with respect to this and would like a few minutes. So we have provided.
The only thing I wanted to make sure is that it didn't drop through the cracks. It feels like, I mean, if they go and put a conventional air conditioner in, that's crazy. So I don't know who wants to take it on, but I feel like we need to interface with them and make sure that they are on the right track.
Have we reached out to?
Yep, Dwight.
Have we reached out to Jericho about that? Because
it was my understanding, I'm being on the ARPA committee, Bill Frank was going to reach out to Jericho on that because that is a joint kind of thing that we're doing. I can check with him and follow up if we need to or figure out who needs to follow up, but it's a good point. And you can, Steve, you can give me a check with Bill Frank and follow up if required. Is that all right? That sounds great. Any, I would also suggest that they ought to be looking, if they're looking at air handling and that sort of thing, that they probably ought to be looking at antiviral measures of one form or another associated with that. I think they are, but I don't know that for sure.
Michael, you might want to check with them. I think they're still using propane for that fireplace.
That could be. Should we? As far as I know, this came up because this is actually part of an ARPA application.
Yes.
As far as I know, they're not. What do you think we should be doing about the propane fireplace? Getting rid of it?
Yeah, they could. They have natural gas there, but they didn't want to run the pipe around the side of the building for the fireplace.
What?
So should we add that into the list here at all?
They would save some money, yeah.
I can at least ask that be looked into as
Like
part of this.
3 times the money.
Yeah.
Doesn't make sense.
What, for propane?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very expensive stuff. I don't know why. If you can do anything else, right?
Especially probably the amount that they're using, it's probably they're getting billed at the highest. the highest rate.
Yeah, very possibly. But on the other hand, does that make sense to, I don't know how much would be involved in actually running that connection. So it may be that it would take them 100 years to recoup the,
Yeah, but that's a good application of ARPA funds to reduce recurring costs.
Well, the other thing is
yeah,
that if they end up going with some kind of heat pump situation, they could probably do most of their heat with that.
right. The fireplace is just kind of like
It's just for
ambiance, I
ambient.
think.
Right.
Um, I was just down there last night, as a matter of fact, soaking up ambiance and our local representatives. Okay, so are we good with the DRML discussion? All right, moving right along. Annual report. Steve is right. I did make an attempt at writing one, and John stepped right up and put himself in to be the recipient of the bad news on the tapping into calling up about weatherization information. So I would entertain a motion and we can open it to discussion. Robbie, you're moving that we use that? Okay, it's open for discussion. Any discussion
Was
on the
Robbie?
annual report?
That was Robbie.
Yes, it was Robbie.
Okay, thank you. I thought it looked good, Michael. I had no changes.
Yeah, I looked at it briefly, Michael. Looks good to me.
We can live with
I
that.
think I actually did a couple periods and something minor stuff, but I didn't do any substantive changes.
Well, that's fine. I'm sure that anything you do, Steve, is going to make my work better. I wish you'd do more of it.
When does that need to be submitted, Michael?
Well, the question is kind of Monday, but last Monday, but Brad said I could do it tomorrow.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So we'll need to remember to make a PDF when we're done.
Yes, I can do that. Don't
You
worry
can?
about it. I
Okay.
think yeah, I've mastered that. Okay, so with no further discussion, should we accept this annual report? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing
Aye.
none, that's our annual report. We'll pass it on to Brad, maybe even since I have a little extra time tonight after I get done here, as opposed to wait till tomorrow. Okay, the big item on our agenda at 5:15 instead of 5:25, which is maybe a good thing. ARPA projects, review and approve them. We've got a bunch of them on our plate. I've tried to do what I could to get some, hammer something out in roughly the format that the ARPA committee is looking for and fill in the boxes and so on and so forth. What's your pleasure? Should we take them one at a time? Should we bounce around? How would we like to handle this particular item?
I think one at a time would be
Yep.
simpler.
One
Okay,
at a
is the
time, right
order
down the list.
okay? Is the order that we have here acceptable?
Yes.
Certainly.
Okay. Whoops, where'd it go? Oh,
Okay,
Steve's
I'm
gonna
going
get
to,
one. Get them
I'm going
for
to go
us.
get
Get
it.
it
Give me a
for us.
second here.
Okay, wow. I think I have something, but I don't know what I have here.
Yeah, I'm just going there. Give me a minute.
Transfer heat pump, annual report. I'll leave that open because I got a phase one bolts,
Does
phase
anybody
one
see
blank.
Albert? Oh, I want shared with me. That's what I want.
Town hall electric service. Okay.
Okay, which one was first?
Town hall electric service was first on the list that I had put up, and you, I guess, copied it straight away or something. Somebody has arrived.
Okay, do you guys see it?
Yep.
I do, and I see it. Anybody else?
Yep. Yep.
Okay, I seem to have a funny line in this, but I'm not sure why that is, but perhaps we
Yeah,
can
we can
find a way
fix
to get
that.
rid of it. What's that?
We can fix that.
Excellent. It's great having Steve on this committee. He actually knows what he's doing. Can you imagine that?
Except I can't edit it at the moment. I got to go to another screen. All right, I'll be back.
Okay. Oh, John is here. Hi, John.
Hi, sorry I'm late.
Oh, don't worry about it. We're just floundering around anyway.
We were just busy assigning tasks to your to-do list.
Yeah, you should see the list.
That's what happens when you're late. Just
It's even worse if you don't show up at all. So,
All right, I think I am now an editor. Let's see if that's true. Okay, get rid of this line.
it's funny, I don't see it on the one that comes up when I open it on my own computer here.
Well, it's gone now.
Okay, excellent. Does anybody have any comments? This one I do not have all the data for. I don't know how much is involved. I have tried to track it down. Jerry, you may know more about this. I tried to get in touch with Jennifer and have not been successful at that. It's possible there's a message or something like that that I just haven't found yet, but the description, basically everything else, anything that we're doing, the EV, the charger, the EV charger, the PV, the ground source heat pump, everything is going to require an upgrade of the electric service at Town Hall. Jerry, do you have any insight into that you could share with us?
Yeah, I had a meeting with Jennifer this morning when I gave her the Reliant quotes for the town hall and town garage. Anyway, I got roped into meeting with the electrician when he comes, a guy named Ward. I think he's from Underhill to overlook it. So she's going to call me about it. I've got the time, so I can do it. The situation here is pretty, as far as what's inside the building, it's a mess. There's two load circuits, and I don't know how they're connected. That's part of that to me was it was over my head. And then Brad met with somebody from Green Mountain Power, said something about putting in a separate service for the EV charger. So I guess sooner or later we'll probably meet with all three of these people, four of these people, try and figure out what's happening.
I think obviously we should put this in, and at least have a placeholder here. Do we need to put in anything more than what I have done so far, or maybe say ultimate cost and negotiation and TBD kind of thing here?
Yeah. I don't know. The whole thing is very confusing as to how we're going to go about it, but that's what she wanted to do this morning, was to meet with the electrician on site, take a look at it. And Graham, if you want to come, you're welcome to. I don't know exactly how this is going to go down.
So, but we can basically put in a placeholder for it. Do we feel like my description was adequate and the check boxes represent what we should check for this?
Yeah, I think so. She took a whole bunch of this stuff and crammed it in a drawer.
Yeah.
Is what I wrote okay?
Yeah, I say maybe just say cost TBD or something like that. You know,
Jerry, did he give you a rough, did he estimate it all?
No, I haven't heard anything about money for this project.
I mean,
Or worse yet, or what it's going to cover.
yeah, any educated guess? I mean, if I were to guess, I'd guess 10K, but I don't know for sure.
No idea.
I think we
Okay.
leave it blank for now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's reasonable, but it is essential. I mean, pretty much anything else that we do around town hall is going to need this. So I don't see how we can not put in at least a placeholder for it.
Yeah.
Do we want to say that Jennifer will meet with the electrician, or who's meeting with the electrician?
Oh, we don't need that. I don't think we need to be specific about that.
As far as I know, it's Jennifer and me and hopefully Brad.
So yes or no, put it in and just leave it as it is.
I think I'm all right with leaving it as it is, and it seems we've inserted a blank page in there somehow too. I don't know.
A blank page?
What I'm coming up with is a blank page. Oh man, huh? There's a whole page in between.
Oh, I see. Yeah, there's an extra page break here. Let me go to view it. Give me a second here.
Yep.
I think it's gone now.
Yeah, I deleted it.
So should we have a vote on this? And we're good with these check boxes, right? The yeses and the nos here.
I got
Looks
rid
good
of,
to me.
yep, those are good. Is everybody okay?
Looks good to me.
All right, where's the
Okay, should we
agenda?
move this one?
Do we need a
Will someone
motion?
move it?
I motion to approve the town hall electrical service upgrade
Who
application.
was that?
Robbie?
That
Robbie
was
moved
Robbie?
it. Yep. Any further discussion on this one? All in favor? Aye.
Aye. Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, it is adopted for moving. Hey, we've got an ARPA project, guys. Okay, town hall lighting LED upgrade. This is one that Jennifer told me we needed. Let me get rid of this one. And
You
see
had a
about
price for it.
what's that, Jerry?
I saw something that was a price to do it. I think $5,000. I don't know who it's about.
She's my notes said 8,000
That could be, yeah.
from a Reliant Electric estimate. I included that in this particular piece. So here's the description. And I guess there's some, they need to make some changes in some of the circuitry somewhere in the pictures or something.
It depends on how old the bulbs are.
Yeah.
I did mine, several different
There's the
types.
estimate.
Yep. I just took that from my notes, from my conversation with Jennifer. And the
Michael, for
yeses
what
and
it's worth, I am a lighting specialist, so if I can be a resource for Jennifer and Town Hall for this particular proposal, I'd be
would you
happy
like to? I mean, this was I think they took it from a Reliant Electric estimate, but I would love it if you wanted to pick this one up and maybe contact Jennifer and say you were the contact for this
Sure.
and offer your services. So maybe we should put Ravi's name on. Oh, leave me on as the contact for the application as a whole, but maybe Ravi will get in touch with Jennifer about that. That would be great as far as I'm concerned. Do we need to do anything with this one? Can someone move it?
Second.
So moved.
Ravi moved it.
Somebody did,
Um,
not
and-
me.
Oh, wasn't Robbie?
It was me.
Oh, Dwight
Was that-
moved it. Sorry, I thought I recognized Robbie's voice in there. Okay, any further discussion on this one? Okay, all in favor, say aye. I will say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing no opposed, this project is moved for advancing to the ARPA committee. Town Hall Solar, let's go to that one next, I guess. Okay, I did
Town Hall
PV.
Solar. Where's solar?
I call it PV.
Oh, there it is.
Okay. I tried to cobble together some kind of a justification. 2R years, I think that's 25 year, actually.
Yes, there's several corrections that
wondering that, yeah.
people suggested. Let me get down there. Um, so, ah. So Graham suggests deleting, however. Everybody okay with that?
Sure.
In a second here. And then 20-year, right?
Sounds good. For some reason, I thought it had been a 25 year.
Whoops, that didn't do it.
You can do it, Steve.
Whoops. Yeah, don't type anybody else because you're just commenting.
Oh, I see. Yep, sorry about that.
Okay, there's an S someplace. Oh yeah, there it is. So we're as at town hall. Is that correct, guys? Such as at town hall. Do you see it?
Mhm.
Okay. Are there any more? Yes. Okay. Just add an E to therefore. Okay, is that it? I think that's it.
Steve, Sun Common represented this as a 25 year life.
25. So we should go back and fix that in a minute.
Spoke with over there, Michael?
What's that?
You remember who?
Who did it? Who provided the estimate? It says on the thing. I have their full thing here that Jennifer gave me. It was provided.
Yeah, we can pick it up
by,
later. I was just curious.
I think the guy's name was Zach.
Right here. Stan Bell's here.
Yes, just as Zach. Provided November 8th, 2022 by Zach. It has his.
Hey, Michael, you're not
Yeah?
speaking to your microphone, so we don't hear you.
Oh, I'm sorry. It says it was provided by Zach.
And is it 25 year?
It is. He definitely said 25 year.
Is that kind of standard, Graham?
Um, I believe so. I'm not kind of work separate um from that portion. But it sounds right to me. I
Yeah,
can
25
verify,
sounds
or we
reasonable.
can. I'm happy to.
I mean, that's what we've got. I mean, there's no reason. I'm just taking it from there.
Yeah, and it certainly seems reasonable.
It's not out of the ballpark or anything. So
No.
I think it was that 138,000 is you need the 25 year to get that. So
Okay, we good on that?
I am.
Whoops. There's the estimate. We okay?
Yep. Is everybody comfortable with the way I handled that?
Do our I rebates, etc. Again, don't know the ins and outs as far as they work for government entities, but I don't know if anybody else has, or Steve, if you have any insight.
I don't know.
I know that the way the IRA
Yeah,
is written.
but
Yeah, I know that the way the IRA is written, nonprofits are eligible for direct refund without of the equivalent of some kind of equivalent. They have some way of calculating the equivalent tax rebate. So nonprofits are eligible for that. What isn't eligible are poor folks like me who don't pay that much tax for that. So then I wouldn't get anything.
You can chip in towards my taxes if you'd like.
That's all right.
Okay, we done with this one?
Are we comfortable with the check marks and boxes at the end? It's pretty standard stuff, but these are just, yeah, some of them I use notes instead of just X's and stuff. We good on that representation?
Yeah, I motion
Okay.
to approve the town hall solar application.
That was Robbie, right?
Okay. Robbie. Okay, any further discussion? Okay, all in favor, say aye. I will say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing no opposed, I say that we have moved this one too. So
Okay.
I guess the next one is our first EV one, right? The bolts. Okay. Maybe should we move it first and then discuss it? Do something sensible for a change?
Probably.
Okay. Anybody, do I hear a motion?
I move to accept the EV ARPA application.
Excellent. That's John. Now
I'm
let's
gonna
have a
go back and-
discussion.
I'm gonna go back and
I
note
tried to do this, basically I did this based on the work that Steve and John put together for these EV applications. I did a certain amount of finagling to sort of, fit it within the boxes that we're supposed to fill out, but looks like people have had some suggestions. Is everybody good with the suggestions we have here? I don't see anything that I don't like.
Let's go down through and look, because I gotta process them. Where's the mouse? There's the mouse. Okay, what do we got here?
It's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The sixth bullet is the first thing I have for an edit on here.
Okay. Well, I'm just doing it on the screen. Do you see me on the screen? Do you see that?
Yep.
And so I suggest we just keep it consistent use twice instead of trips once.
That's
Is that
fine.
okay?
Yeah, that's fine.
And then I didn't notice that you said the program would allow EV Curious residents in this one. I noticed in the other one, so I added that.
Yeah, no, I think that's excellent. I thought I had something in there, but that would certainly be part of the intention associated with it. So yes, I'm good with it.
Well, there's a T here. Where's the T?
Now, what I would suggest is I see that I left $1,000 for the charger there, and I think we ought to pull that out since the charger is going in as a separate item.
Okay, give me a second. Let me just do this first.
Yep.
Why are we saying add a T? Oh, I know, because there wasn't a T. Okay, so we're going to take the 1,000 out.
Yeah, I said take the charger out because that's a separate item. They're going to do a pedestal separate, the It's like
But
going to
what
be
if, what if,
$5,000.
what if they don't choose to do that?
Well, I mean, what if they don't choose to upgrade the electric service? They kind of need to. Maybe we
Okay,
should put a thing in there that says
Seems like we,
predicated on acceptance of that other. Maybe make a note in there that the charger, the associated charger is covered in a separate ARPA application and is necessary for the completion of this or something like that. Would that make sense?
Yeah, especially at this round. I mean, I don't think everyone's going to look at parse the numbers too closely. They're just going to see if they like the idea, probably.
Yeah, it's going to be more like that. Yep. So now it's 41,000 instead of 42.
second, we need to get that language that you just had. What did you say, predicated on or something?
We would just say charger covered in separate ARPA application necessary for this application to work or something like that.
One thing that's clear is that you all buy much better snow tires than I do.
That was Steve, so I don't know.
Yeah, I just tried to pick a reasonable number. I did a little quick shop on the internet.
So Michael, what's the point of
What's
buying
that?
an EV if you don't have a charger?
There wouldn't be one. It's just that, when I was talking with Jennifer, she kind of wanted it handled as a separate application just for keeping things straight.
Are we okay?
I'm
What
good.
I wrote?
But
Okay.
Now,
It seemed like
I
there were
do
some
have
more
that
comments.
I do have that line on that one about Underhill Energy Committee would undertake to provide the management allocation of this resource unless town staff would prefer to retain that control. Basically, we'd be volunteering to, part of this is to make it available to townspeople. We would be volunteering if town staff doesn't want to hang on to controlling that to actually manage that. Are we good with that?
I would say yes, because we can automate most of it.
That's my guess.
And if that's going to stop the project, I wouldn't want to let that stop the project.
That sounds good to me. Any other
Besides, John's
discussion?
got lots to do.
What's that, Steve?
John has lots of free time.
Well, that's true. It's just been coming out of his pores here.
Was this decided before I joined?
Something like that. Okay. So I'm
Uh,
okay.
just one comment, Steve. Your total is off by $100. It's 40,900.
Yeah, that's why I put the approximate, but I can change that. Patch, we'll go with that. Now that better?
Sounds fine.
There's
So what
some,
about the check boxes? Here I think I did use some
yeah,
notes
use
instead of
codes.
just because I didn't feel like a simple yes or no would adequately describe what was really going on.
Yeah,
So for 4 of them, I used a note with the general allocation. I don't know how people feel about A, what I did, and B, what I said about it.
I thought it worked and I liked it.
Yeah, I agree.
Well, do we have any further discussion on this? Okay, since it's already moved,
Yeah,
I
give me
guess
a
I'll
second
call
here.
it.
I
Yep,
just wanted to confirm that we've got all of the comments people made here. Whoops, that needs to go. There we go. Okay, sorry.
Oh, well, my God, Steve, you're not keeping up. I don't know.
Well, my Parkinson's hand doesn't like to get things
Yeah.
exact. Okay, let me just close this up and go back. So we moved by John and approved unanimously. Yes, no, we need to approve.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 Any opposed? Hearing none, it is approved unanimously.
Okay, how about the town hall charger? Who wants to move it?
I'll move it.
That was
Dwight.
Dwight.
Moved by Dwight. Okay, so since it's been moved, any discussion?
Town hall.
And here I do say it's intended as a companion project, whatever that's worth.
Okay, we've got a couple suggestions here. Let's see. So we're replacing level N with level 2. I'm not.
Well, no, install a, because I had originally said a 2 outlet, which it is intended to be. So it is that, it is a level 2 charger, but it's also offers 2 connections. What should we say? Should we say anything about that?
Yeah, we could call it.
What's the official? Is that like a dual outlet level 2 or something like that? Or
Yeah, dual outlet sounds good.
Level 22. Hey, now there's a sucker. That'll charge your car in about 15 seconds flat.
Okay. Yeah. So a dual outlet or dual, not outlet, what do they call it? Dual
I don't
connection.
know. I sort of, when I wrote this, I spent a little bit of time rummaging around in, data about these things, and nobody ever seemed to call it anything. So that's what I
How's that?
called the 2 outlet or something.
dual charging station?
How's that? Dual connection
That's
level
fine with
2.
me.
Level 2 dual.
Dual port I see on online as well on the internet.
Oh, dual port. I like that. Let's call it dual port. Can we do that?
We can.
It sounds more official.
We have the technology. Okay, what's this? Replace a V with something.
This was G.
Just EVs. I don't know if both should be capital.
Oh, there it
Oh,
is,
yeah.
capital
The
V. Yeah.
fourth bullet.
Yep, got it. Okay. Are there any more
Oh,
comments? There's a blank page. Gotta get rid of that. Okay, so here's where I don't think Graham understood what you were doing with the 1s and 2s.
Yeah, yeah.
So we'll put this back to a
Those.
1, if I can get over far enough.
Yeah.
So we'll reject that one. Reject that one. Are there more?
No, just
Better with
those
better.
three.
Do you
But
like
there's
better
stuff in
without the
minor
2 T's, or do
typo.
you like the 2 T's better?
I don't know. What do you think the ARPA committee is going to like?
I think we
We give
save
them 2
energy
T's.
by only using 1 T. So
Points? Points
yeah,
for grammar.
All right, let's see. Have we got it all? Got a blank. Whoops, this has got to go. And got a blank page here. All right, so now we got, so do we have 1, 2, 3, 4 in this one? Just 1, 2, okay, good.
Just 1 and 2.
All right, anybody else see anything else we need to change? You want to go through it from the top? You okay?
We're good. Any further discussion?
Yeah, I got a question about the fact I saw a picture of a charging station somewhere. Was it double or single?
I don't, the picture?
Michael, we're not hearing you.
Oh, sorry. Jennifer had something from Norwich EVSE. And I think there might have been some kind of picture in here. Let me see. There
We don't have a
is,
picture in our application.
no, we don't. And
So it doesn't
the
matter.
picture, the
Yeah, it
picture
matters
shows,
like
there's various
crazy
pictures.
because it's 100 amps.
Okay, but it doesn't matter what the picture says because it's not in our application.
Right.
So can we move on?
So yeah, let's just go with it.
Any more changes?
Yeah, because I'm worried about this thing. If it's a double charging station, I'm worried about the service for this thing falling through the cracks and not having a necessary amperage.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to have to be managed correctly. You and Graham are going to be talking to him about that. Don't let him do it. Basically, I think.
I'm worried about me.
Well, there's going to be a
Well,
big conversation.
I was wondering.
There's going to be a big conversation about
Oh.
how to resize the electric service rather. I mean, you've got
right.
multiple things to talk about, so I got to believe that they're all going to be covered, or else we drop the ball.
Right. So, and we need a charger for this thing. So, if
Is
there
there
any,
is it worth just noting the connection to the service the need for a service upgrade at the
might be worthwhile
to
mentioning
make this
that.
charger just a
Can you see where to put
conditional.
it?
Could even be a bullet, Steve. Just this this installation is predicated on adequate
Maybe
upgrade to town hall service.
yeah.
Proposal what is predicated?
It's predicated on adequate upgrade to town hall service.
That.
Okay. How's our
Okay.
page breaks doing? Did we wind up getting an extra page out of it? Looks like we did. It dropped
Yep.
our page break onto the next page.
That's got it back.
Excellent. Thank you.
Got 2 pages. Are we good?
I'm good.
Anybody else?
Any further discussion or comments? Okay, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye for me.
Aye.
Any opposed?
Aye.
So it's unanimous. Okay. Town hall pickup. In some ways, I think I like this one the best. Already plotting how I'm going to use it.
Okay, so we need to go to
Okay,
the EV pickup. Sorry, I'm
can
sleeping at the wheel
somebody
here.
move it?
Give me a second.
Yep.
Okay. Pickup. Where's pickup? There it is. All right, let me get rid of these comments when we get a chance here.
Yep.
Come to life. Okay, format image position.
That's me trying to move that line around
Yeah, I think
many times.
what we'll do is we'll just delete it when we're done here, but let's just deal with your.
Okay, can somebody move it?
I'll delete it.
I
I was
move
thinking of
to accept the ARPA fund application for a town pickup, EV
Excellent.
pickup.
Just a
So
second, I gotta
John
go back
did it.
here.
Yeah. Just so we get it on the table.
Sorry, who moved it?
John,
John.
JB. Got a nice ring to it, don't you think, JB? Sounds like you ought to be working for a bank or something.
I'm making John's changes so far.
Yep.
Okay, I have a suggestion that we not necessarily suggest that this be based at that the charger be at the town garage, but it could be either town hall or town garage. Because my suspicion is going to be more convenient if it's at the town hall.
Yeah.
For
Yeah,
more
plus
convenient for community members, less convenient for the town employees. So I think we have to have a discussion.
yeah. I'm game, and besides, there will be a two-headed charger at town hall. Now, what that will mean will be that other head would not be available to, other port would not be available to the general public, when it's being used that way. But
Yeah,
that's
I guess I'm assuming that might go down. We got to make sure that.
As far as charging when not in use, like I'm sorry, like secure storage, town hall. Is it just parked, in the lot, the front lot there charging, or is it stored? And this is like a detail, but something that occurred to me as far as charging. And
yeah. I don't think there's any
for it to
need to have
charge
it
if it's not going to be
secured,
stored.
do we? I mean, I think that just being there in the lot would be okay. The plan for the charger is that it won't be. There will be no charge for the charger, even though it's charging. You get my drift. All the information that I saw suggested that trying to, network the chargers was A, more trouble than it was worth, and B, often didn't make back the money that it cost to install the bloody thing.
I'm like say a vehicle to park overnight or for a duration.
Say that again, please.
Just wondering if we're proposing that the that this vehicle be charged at the town hall. Does that mean it sits there overnight when not in use in the parking lot, or does it go? Is it parked on the town garage grounds or somewhere
Well, it kind of feels
in
to me
terms
like
of
the
like
town garage is
vandalism or just like
more likely a place for vandalism. It's because you could be out there and there's no one around, no one goes by. I think the town hall is safer than the town garage.
Yeah,
yeah not
I don't,
yeah I don't just a thought that occurred to me, not need to get in the
yep,
weeds of this.
yep. No, I don't think that it doesn't seem to me that it's a significant issue. But I'm open to suggestions here. I think people have occasionally left vehicles there overnight and stuff. In fact, when they were selling that truck, didn't they leave it there for a long time?
It may be that we'll want to add a security camera.
Yeah, if it's that wouldn't cost practically anything.
That's almost nothing.
Yeah.
So this is, I guess Steve's on, this is a question I had, Michael. I was just surprised that the cost per mile for the pickup EV is pretty much exactly the same as it would be for gasoline.
Yeah,
So I
what
just
I
wanted
did
to
was
check that that's the case.
I looked up what the rated miles per kilowatt hour are, and they're pretty low. They're two, what was it? 2 kilowatt hours per mile? No, 2 miles per kilowatt hour. So
Okay.
why did we get those numbers? Let's go back there.
Yeah, I just used the numbers that you guys had pulled together. I didn't try to change them. So
Yeah.
I was in a hurry. I was just trying to get these damn applications go up.
No, it's
and running.
fine. It just,
No,
it doesn't seem to make the strongest case for,
no, I hear you.
Now the real case for the pickup truck is is the lack of maintenance and the emergency of power. I think
okay.
that's the
Yep, no,
and
that's fine. I was
it's
just wanted to check in case there was a typo or something.
so it's two
But
miles per
Steve,
kilowatt hour, and it's 18 cents a kilowatt hour. So that's where their 9 cents comes from.
Okay.
but maybe it's a high, because if it's a low miles per kilowatt hour, wouldn't that also mean that its equivalent gas version would also get lower
That's
miles
a
per
good point.
gallon and hence a higher cost?
That's a good point.
Yeah, because I thought I looked up the F-150 really briefly, and it was like in the low 20s. Like it wasn't
20 miles per gallon. So
something like
20
that,
miles
you
per
know?
gallon. So a gallon is what? Call it $4 a gallon.
Well, it's about 360 right at the moment.
So
You'd say 4.
20 miles per
That's
gallon.
more like 20 cents a mile.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Good catch, John.
So maybe save up to 20 cents per mile.
Well, I've got an about symbol there.
Yeah, but then it says or more. I don't think it would be or more if it's over 20, if it's 20 plus.
So what do
And
you want to say?
we're working it on $4 per gallon and it's well below 4 at the moment.
So what do you want to say?
Just approximately or up to 20. But I wouldn't say or more. Yeah,
For
you
that.
could even leave that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that would work for me.
So did anybody have to do the math? I didn't check it. So if it's
So $4 per gallon, 20 cents per mile 20 miles per gallon is 20 cents per mile.
there you go. That's what I need. All right. So we're done with this question. What's next? Oh, adding a period. Any more? Oops, a T. Where's the T go? Yep.
So now we're including the $1,000 for a charger. I think that's probably a good idea. but I'm open to considering it otherwise. You know,
Works for me.
and then this also used a number of notes.
Yeah. Let me go. So I just formatted your list.
Yeah. I have no problems with the format.
I just got to accept it here if it'll let me. Why does it do that?
Isn't that always the question with computers? Why does it do that?
Okay, I think I got all the comments.
Okay. Are we good with? There's a funny blue box here. Is that
Wait a minute, we got a
is it?
page break here going on.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, so there's one page, another page break, another line. Oops.
And Steve, the bullet points on the first page changed to dollar signs. Didn't know
Hey,
if you
give me a
wanted to
minute.
change those back to bullets.
This doesn't fit now, that's the problem. Okay, I'll do with page, I'm gonna make a note. I'll deal with, this is the pickup.
Right.
Okay, page and bullets. Okay, so I'll fix those offline. We don't need to watch me do that right now.
Okay, Greg.
Anything else?
So have we finished discussing this one then? Yes?
Yeah.
Okay, all in favor? Say aye. I will say aye. Any
Aye.
opposed? Hearing none, it is moved unanimously that we're pushing for a town pickup that the town can use. Oh, boy.
Now,
Okay, I've got a couple in here for that Jerry has been working on. Jerry, would you like to address these? We do not have anything ourselves, but we could vote to sponsor whatever you're doing if you think that would be helpful.
Well, Jennifer already has the stuff in a folder for the ARPA committee.
Okay,
But
and
I
you're
did,
putting it in.
there's actually 4 quotes. There's 2 for the town office and 2 for the town garage
Um,
for
the
generators.
for generators.
Yes.
And then, okay, is that something that it would help or make any difference if the energy committee endorsed this or said that we supported this particular thing or not?
Oh, it can't hurt.
So I'm confused because last time I said that I would talk to Bob Stone, who's supposedly in charge of that committee, the garage improvements. And it sounds like they've gone kind of a whole nother direction. With adding bays and adding a fire station and or changing out the roof because of the condensation problem. Is that included in your stuff, Jerry?
Well, my conversations with Kirk Johnson were that they were going to do the roof in sections because they don't really know what's involved. So they were going to do one section at a time. And as far as solar was concerned, they didn't want to get involved with it until they understood the situation with the roof.
Yeah, I
Okay.
connected with Brad on like preliminary roof stuff. Seems like it's a hold until they figure out how to address the condensation.
It
But
sounds
this
like
is not something that they're going to be looking for ARPA funds for then?
I guess that's a question I have. And maybe there's a better resource, but I was corresponding a little bit back and forth with Brad, and I asked if he was aware of any and maybe Michael, you've seen any come through at this point, ARPA applications for any type of remediation or garage improvements. But I didn't hear anything back from Brad.
I'm not sure. There are a few that I haven't had a chance to review. I've just been kind of flat out here. I was going to go back and review them after I got done with ours here, but there are like half a dozen new ones that I haven't seen what they are. So there may be something lurking in there that I don't know about, but I don't think so.
Yeah, because Bob indicated that they were going to try to add a couple bays, wash bay, and some other things. It sounded like they were going to try to get that under ARPA as well. I don't know if, but
That sounds like the entire ARPA budget.
Yeah.
yeah,
I feel like his ARPA budget's been spent about 3 times over at least.
Well, we're doing our best, but if we're going to be adding bays and reconstructing the entire town garage with more bays, it sounds like ARPA budget is long gone. We do that.
I was confused. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, okay. Maybe
And I
we
need
should
to
just do nothing about garage improvements, but we could endorse the emergency generator for the town hall and the town garage. Does that make sense? But we
Well,
don't
does
have to
it?
do anything
Yes.
about that ourselves.
I mean, part of the beauty of the pickup truck is it's got a built-in AC. I'm
Right.
not sure. I'm not sure it's enough to do, the whole town hall, but
Well, it could cover, certain emergency functions, I would think. I mean,
yeah.
I don't know that we're going to install a generator to do everything they do in town hall, especially if we're going over to, even a heavier heat pump reliance and stuff. And certainly if we're adding the charger, it wouldn't cover that.
Yeah.
Right.
Be a closed loop.
Yeah, pretty much. Out of the charger and back from the pickup or something like that. So how do you think we ought to handle this? Any thoughts?
I think we let the ARPA committee handle it. I think
So
we
we
don't
take
comment
no
on it.
action on either the garage improvements or the emergency generator at this time.
That's my vote.
I think that the garage improvements and the generator are two separate issues.
Right, they're on here as two separate items.
Yes.
I would think that
Okay, yeah.
the garage improvements are not energy committee related. So maybe that's not something endorsed by us as a committee. And as far as the generator, I'm indifferent on that.
So garage improvements, we'll just let that go by. No action, right?
Yep.
Now, emergency generators. Do we want to have anything to say about that?
Yes, not knowing enough about it. I mean, is this a 1,000 kilowatt? What is this? How big is this?
It's we have two proposals, and they're 48 kilowatts from Reliant, and
So 28 kW is pretty good sized generator.
it has to be because it has to be able to run the, among other things, the air compressor. It's a 5-horse air compressor, and a welder as well. But all of our tools were air powered, so we have a flat tire. Without that, we can't fix it.
So what do they do now?
If the power goes off, they can't do much.
So there's no solution, nothing in place at the moment.
Technically, to answer your question, there is, but it's only I think it's a portable generator that they bought in a hurry when the power was off because they couldn't get any fuel any other way. Because we can't get fuel from Jollies, believe it or not.
I believe it. When the power's out.
So, um, I guess they went to Ace or someplace like that and picked up a generator. It was a total emergency deal. There's no wiring for it or anything else.
I guess I feel like this warrants more discussion before we approve
Well,
it.
let me tell you that the generator for the town garage was in the budget a couple of years ago, and they never spent the money. And so I think it was $35,000. And so they put it in. They're talking about this time it's 38,000 or call it
Yeah,
$40,000. But if you have a breakdown in the middle of the night without electrical power, you can't change a tire or anything. You can't get
but
fuel. Well, you can get
is there
fuel with a.
is there something below 38,000 that will get the job done? That sounds like an awful lot of money.
No, they made an offer as a save $3,000, but we couldn't run an air compressor.
Right. So is there something between that and 38,000? That's a lot of money for a generator that's going to be used once in a blue moon.
Well, if you saw the wire, that service comes from Pleasant Valley Road. There's one wire running down there through the trees, and so it's pretty vulnerable. I went to Jericho when I was last week, and they were out the entire day back around when we had the big snowfall, and they ran the generator. The generator is fully automatic, ran all day long, so they had no interruption in service.
So the power comes from Pleasant Valley?
Yeah, it
What
comes
what was
underground,
what's
and
the underground that comes from Irish Settlement?
because we would have had to burn down Mike's house,
God.
and we
But what
because
is the underground that comes from Irish Settlement? What's that?
it comes from the Irish settlement because we own the property. We didn't have
I
to
thought you
get a
said,
right of way.
so that's underground then.
Yes, and limited.
So Jerry, we're served by GMP up here, and I thought the garage was on the co-op.
It is
But
Pleasant
not if
Valley
it's
Road.
coming off from Pleasant
I
Valley, it's not.
I think I misspoke. It's Irish settlement, not Pleasant Valley.
Oh, that
Oh,
makes more
okay.
sense.
Yeah.
So it's when Irish Settlement line goes out that we have a problem.
Yes.
And that goes out more frequently than GMP, at least for the moment.
You know, as somebody who's in the emergency service, I'm not sure. I don't know how a generator, emergency generators, is Underhill Energy Committee, but um, as somebody who, that when we lost power, the only place that could serve as an emergency center and run operations out of, 10 years ago was the fire department. There was no other capabilities in Underhill. So I think having a second and maybe a third area of town government that could operate is critical. So I don't know, how we want to go about that, but I, I think we need to.
It feels to me like this is a little out of our domain.
Yes and no. I mean, I think we're kind of charged to deal with climate crisis and the effects and how we as a town deal with them.
That's
Um,
true.
weather is becoming more and more, um, fluctuating or severe or unpredictable.
Yeah,
I
that's
think
true.
that we should. It may not be in our bailiwick, but I think we should get on supporting this and for emergency services as well as dealing with climate crisis in the future and how unpredictable weather is.
So I wonder
Another
if we're thinking of um, emergency site like the fire department, it seems like it'd be better to have it at the town hall where it's more centrally accessible rather than, way out New Road.
Well, but if we're also, I mean, it's if we're planning on dealing with the climate crisis, the guys that are going to be dealing with that the most is going to be the town garage, and they need to operate and
That's true. That's true.
bring us back.
And also, I failed to mention that the town garage has a radio system. The radio system is also in the town office, but most of the daily use is in the town garage.
So what do we want to do with this, guys?
I think that we as a committee should, I don't know if we advance it, but we support it if it gets to that point. If it makes it onto the big ARPA budget, or it makes it through the first cut or whatever, or to help it get through the first cut.
So now, are we just to be clear? Would we be advocating or endorsing both? Just one? How we want to do that?
What do you mean both?
Both,
Town hall plus the garage.
yes.
There are two on the table.
So emergency generator is 2 generators?
Yes.
And they're both 38, right, Jerry?
No. The town hall is a 24 kilowatt. And one of the bids is for 16.3, and the other bid was for 11.
So that's much more manageable.
That makes more sense. That's not 38,000.
Yeah, but you need the 38,000 to run that equipment. You get a
Yeah,
flat tire.
but you weren't telling us it was 2 generators. That's makes a big difference. 38,000 for 1 generator sounded crazy to me.
It isn't. If you saw the one in Jericho is larger, and the one at the fire station is much larger. It's twice the size of this one.
So the
Okay.
one that's slated for the garage is for $38,000,
Yes.
It is.
and the one for the town hall would be an additional $11,000 to $16,000.
Right. They probably put it in for the 16,000.
Yeah.
Is there a way to advance this discussion through the sort of phase 1 application process? And
Well, it sounds like
Yeah,
the application process is going to go ahead regardless. The question is,
right.
should we endorse it?
yes.
What is the process of moving applications from phase 1 to phase 2? Is that a
They go,
public?
I think, to the ARPA committee.
The committee will do that.
So I guess what you're asking, Michael, is do we put a formal letter together from the UEC to the ARPA committee in
Essentially,
support of
yes. I
this?
think that would be
Yeah,
the route that I would see for that.
got it, got it.
And I think that the motion would be to authorize someone. I will do it if nobody else wants to pick up that mantle, to write that letter, a brief letter endorsing this proposal, even though it's
I
not
made
our
it.
proposal.
I guess my feeling is that this is something that ought to be done if we feel that this ought to be done, but it ought to come out of the town budget. I mean, this is I mean, it's like you said, Jerry, it was funded before and it never got done. I mean,
That seems asinine to me that occurred.
That's definitely the like how I my sentiment. I don't. I think that yeah, it surprises me that there isn't some auxiliary power enough to service equipment. Um,
I guess I feel like my feeling is that this ought to happen anyways, and the town fathers ought to take care of it and make it so. And to eat up limited ARPA funds for this doesn't seem like the best use of those funds.
Well, I disagree with you. I think it is a good application because it's not a recurring fund except for the maintenance of $500 a year.
That's true. but it seems like this is something we ought to take on as it's something that the town ought to do. Hey, I'll let you guys decide, but that's my feeling.
Can I ask just one question? If this was funded before, is the money not there that was allocated to fund this project?
Originally, I guess they used it for something else, some emergency, because I believe it was voted on. And once it's voted on, it gets sort of locked in concrete.
Yeah, I guess that's my question. I mean, I don't know the rules and regulations, but I figured if we voted on it, can you just like not use it for that and use it for something else? I mean, doesn't that have to be voted on to use it for something else? Yeah, probably not a good discussion for this right now, but yeah.
I don't know.
Michael,
We
can
don't
we,
have to take any action on this. It's occurring without us, but we could, and it certainly, I think, falls within the general purview that we cover.
shall we vote and move on?
What are we voting on?
That we support this proposal
Write a letter in support of this proposal.
or not?
Are you moving that, Steve?
I guess I am, but I'm
Okay.
moving that we don't do it. So somebody else should take this on.
Well, you're advocating. You can move the motion to do it and still advocate against it.
Well, I'd rather not do that.
Whether somebody else did it,
Yes.
would somebody else consider doing that?
I would, but I can't.
I make the motion that
True.
we write a letter of support for generators at the town hall and town garage.
Thank you. Okay. Any further discussion on it?
In a second here.
Let's-
I guess I'll just comment. I think John's questions are totally fair and probably should have some context to where that money went and can we use it again versus tapping into ARPA funds. I mean, that would make my decision at least more
Yeah,
clear.
I mean, that is what I would want to know. If that money is sitting somewhere in an account and it can be used for this, but people are wanting to not use it for this and they want to use ARPA funds, I would not be in support of this motion. If there's no money to do this, I would be in support of the motion. So,
I agree
Well,
with John.
I could certainly write a letter, or someone could write a letter to that effect, saying, it is our understanding that funds have previously been allocated to this purpose, and if those funds are still on the table, they should be used. If not,
They
we would
did.
support we support the concept of having emergency power available at the town hall and at the town garage. But it's our understanding that there were funds available previously, and we'd like to know what happened to them. And since ARPA funds may be limited, if those are still available, they ought to be used for it. I mean,
I could support something like that if someone could put that into a motion.
Okay. All right. So what I've got at the moment is Dee Dee moved that we write a letter of support for generators for emergency power at the town hall and the garage. Um, that move that
I don't think we have to get really, wordsmith a letter in this thing. You just basically inquire about availability of funds that have previously, include in the letter about previously available funds. I mean, I'll undertake to do that. If you can trust me to do it, I think you can, but
all right, how's that?
sounds fine to me.
So I can take the line above it out. Oops.
Or to your point, Michael, can we just send a quick email to Brad and figure out where that money went, and then figure out if we want a full letter of
Well,
support?
sure, that's a possibility. But then in a way, if I do that, that kind of wants to come back to you guys then to decide based on that answer what to do.
Right. Okay,
If
fair enough.
we include this conditional, I can just write the conditional in a letter and send it.
Yep.
Right. PD moves that the committee should write a letter of support for generators for emergency power at the town hall and the town garage. We should include in the letter a question about previously allocated funds for a generator at the town garage. That okay?
How does that sound to people?
That's good.
Based on that, shall we take a vote? All in favor? I would say
Aye.
aye on that.
Right.
Aye.
Any opposed?
Yes.
Steve, you're opposed?
Yeah.
Okay, one demurral, but that's okay. We'll do it anyway. So what's that? 5-1 or 4-1 or something like that?
Is it 5-1?
4, I think. Jerry's not actually a member. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh yeah, 5-1.
5, yeah.
Hey, we got it?
That, as far as I'm concerned, got one more to do. Town
Let's go
hall
get it.
ground source heat pump. Robbie's pulled together some initial stuff for us.
Yeah, I guess I could speak to this a little bit as Steve pulls it up. I spoke with Efficiency Vermont about the feasibility of a ground source heat pump. Jerry sent me an email saying that it might be worth revisiting this conversation. Sorry I didn't get back to you yet, Jerry. It's had my hands full with sick family and stuff, but so it seems like there's an interest there and an opportunity there, but to really put a full proposal together to the ARPA committee about installation costs, I guess project costs in general would go well beyond the deadline to submit. So in speaking with Michael, we thought maybe we just ask for a feasibility study to get us through phase 1. Asking for $2,500, probably what it would cost around that, if that. And then from there, maybe we can blow it up and get full cost on the project. So that's where this application that you're seeing on the screen, it's in regards to a feasibility study, not the actual project itself.
Okay, can we accept this? Add cost TBD. Where's that go? So I put this in there.
That's fine with me.
Okay, I think that's all the comments. Let me just check. This is a page break problem. All right, I don't think we have any more comments. Okay, is everybody happy with what's here?
Yep.
I am. Somebody move it. Come on, guys. Somebody's got to move it.
Doesn't matter. I move to accept it.
Robbie, excellent. Thank you. Okay, any further discussion? Nope. Okay, all in favor, say aye.
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 Any opposed? Hearing none, it is unanimously approved. We have gotten through all of these. We're a little over time. Can anybody spare me just a couple more minutes here?
Couple minutes.
Okay, I just wanted to raise the question, should we think about and or try to do like some kind of a booth or table at town meeting on energy committee stuff? Get the word out a little bit and maybe raise some interest, or just not.
It'd be nice to have something about the weatherization project.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't think a table will hurt, right? Even if we speak with one person, that's one more person engaged than we had before.
Okay, is this something we've got to move, or just say we talked about it and like the idea and we're going to work on it, and maybe we can put our heads together over the next month and decide who's going to do what on that?
I think we just agree to do it and figure out a schedule and what we want to present.
That sounds great.
Normal committee activity.
Sounds good. Okay, agenda items for the next meeting.
Did I
Everybody
catch
got-
the gist of what you just said? I'm not sure.
Absolutely.
Say that again.
Question was, did I catch the gist of what you just said? Is that okay?
I think I just said that I think we should do it under normal committee activity. I don't think we need to vote or anything on it, do we?
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
It's for future agenda items. I think John and I want to report out on our visit to the schoolhouse and the report that we put together.
I did see that, and thank you guys for doing that. The second looks good to me. So, anything else we know at this point we want to have on the next meeting? Hearing none.
I'll mention I'll be.
Yep.
I was just going to mention I'll be absent next meeting, on the 8th, but I do hope, or I have been making some progress connecting with Grid Innovations folks at GMP. Don't have anything in the way of updates at this point, but by the March meeting, committee meeting, I'd hope to have some info to provide as far as renewable Green Mountain Power's resiliency zones program. So not for next meeting, but mentioning I'm going to be out.
I'm sorry you will be out, but I'm glad you'll be reporting that out next time around.
Should we also have on the agenda the town meeting? Is that it's going to be
Yeah,
separate?
although it appeared in the previous one, but I would say yes. So that sounds good. So, finalize plans for that. I'm not sure what's involved. I'll ask Brad or somebody about what we need to do. Okay, we have run over a few minutes, but we got a little bit late of a start. But has everybody had enough of this? They're ready to go to the next thing and so on? So, do I hear a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Who was that?
White moved.
I guess I'm the second mover guy today.
There you go. Okay, all in favor? I'm ready. Aye. Any opposed? It's unanimous. Thank you all. It's been a very productive meeting, and thanks everybody, and have a good rest of the night. Whatever. Catch you next time around.